Now for example, here I have taken one more flow chart, and here if you see flow switch, so if you just hover this flow chart, you will see models a switch construct with one expression and one outcome for each match. I'll simply put this flow switch here, right? This, if you see flow switch, before this flow switch I need a input, right? So here I'll just take one input dialog. Okay, inside this input dialog I'll write like enter a day. We'll take example on a, you can say, day, right? The same title I'll put here, and this is my input type. So for that, here I'll create one more variable, or I'll just create one variable, control K, var day, because I'm taking input from user, var day, and this is a variable type string. In scope of this program is like flowchart underscore demo, right? This is, now this is my input. That means I'm taking you can say input from the user. Now user can put any input like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, so depends on that input I need to execute my flow. So in with help of this switch, flow switch, how we can do that we will see, right? Now I'll just take for example message boxes. We'll put for example one message box here, another message box here, 1 2 3 4 5, and you can say 6 and 7 days. Yeah. Now here I'll first take this input, and first I'll join this start to this input and this input to this switch case, right? And here now I'll join these message boxes, like this is my default, right? This is the second, again this is the third, right? Again this is my fourth, fifth, okay, and sixth. Now what form we are using to take input is a string format, because I'm taking a days, right? Monday, Tuesday. So if I'll click on these properties, see you're here also, here we have this you can say type argument, right? Which form we get the input. So in here we used string as an input, so I'll just make this condition as a string, or you can say type argument as a string, right? String. So again I'll just put this, you can say, right? And now what I'll do, now this is fine. Again I'll just put this case 1, you can say case 2, case 3, case 4, and you can say case 5, right? Case 1, case 2, case 3, case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, and case 5, right? When you take integer value, right, if you take integer value, then you will get as an integer as a string. You can just mention like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 like that, right? Now here if you see string, and what is the expression, whichever variable we have created here, we have created var day. So in this expression I have taken var day, right? So as an input we'll take var day, like you can say flow switch. Like this we have this one, no, this activity also we have seen switch case, right? In the switch case, if you remember, in the switch case we have a default value as well, right? If user put any random value, like for example January, so in this case this default case will execute, right? Now simply what I need to do here, if I'll go to the case 1, I'll simply use case 1 as a MON, Monday, right? So Monday, if user pass Monday as a string value, then this message box will executes. Now if case 2, so here I'll simply use Tuesday, right? So here inside this main I'll simply use Monday, okay, and here I'll use Tuesday. So same way we can put other values as well, right? So I'll just delete this, right? So it is for the demo. So here also I'll just delete, here also I'll just delete, here also I delete. So I'll just use 3 value only here, okay? Default Monday, and again I'll just use one message box, right? And here I'll use Tuesday. You can use as many as condition with help of this switch, or you can say flow switch, okay? So here I'll use Tuesday, Tuesday, and here I'll use Tuesday. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll simply, this is my default case, this is my Monday, and this is my Tuesday. Okay, when I'll use if you see here, default case is default case. If I want to select this condition as a default, just like this, if you see here, you will see this by default is a this checkbox is checked here. That means this is my default condition, right? For example, user pass any unspecific or random value. In this case, this default case will get execute. You will set any value as a default or any case as a default. Here if you want to set this is default case, you just simply, but you already mention this as a default, so you cannot make 2 condition as a default. You can only make 1 condition as a default, right? Now if I'll execute this, and if I'll pass Monday, okay, so in this case, wait a second, inside this Monday I guess I have mentioned Tuesday, okay, so I'll simply put Monday, right, and here I'll use Tuesday, okay. Again I'll execute, Monday, so it's see Monday, okay, and if I'll execute and if I'll put like Tuesday, okay, so as I said, the second message box or this case will execute because we have this case, right, case as a Tuesday. And if I'll run it and if I'll pass any random value, just like anything, for example if I'll use UIPATH, okay, so again Monday, because I guess inside this message box again Monday was there, so here I'll use default value or anything. If I want to put a logic of default value, so that logic will get execute, okay. Okay, default value. So in this way, this flow chart, or you can say this this activity is very important one, right? This activity is very important. So we have the switch, right, switch and flow switch, switch and flow switch. When this switch activity is used, if you see, selects one choice from a number of activities to execute, right? If we have a plain execution of a code and where we need to use a single input, then we can use this switch activity. But here flow switch, while designing a code at very first phase, if you want to providing the execution of the code, on that time if you want to if you want to take some input, and on the basis of that input if you want to execute a appropriate sequence, then we can use flow switch. So the switch and the flow switch, it acts in a similar way. The execution little bit different on that, but the motto of or the execution or the output is similar, like flow switch and the switch, right? The small difference is there, like we can use this flow switch when we are designing the flow, and switch when we execute a plain sequence. On there, if you want to use the switch case, then we can use switch case. Okay.